All right. I am here with Laura Holyoke and Heather Maib, both from the University of Idaho. And Laura and Heather are going to be joining us at the seventh annual Adult Centered Education Conference on May 18th and 19th in hopefully sunny Coquitlam. So I just want to ask and maybe you can provide a little bit of a background about yourselves and how you got into the adult education field. Yeah, anyone can start.
I think we'll let Laura start because she got me into it.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. So my name is Laura Holyoke. I'm the Department Chair of Leadership and Counseling at the University of Idaho and the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences, for just a small mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here at the university since 1999. And we used to have an adult education program that has morphed into the current program, which is adult organizational learning and leadership. So it's always been kind of a side piece of what I've had exposure to and what I've been doing, as well as my doctoral degrees from Gonzaga University in leadership studies. So kind of combine those. And then I became interested in adverse experiences or trauma-related information in, I believe it was 2014, talking to a mentor of mine who introduced me to the ACEs study. And through these conversations with her, she said at one point, I think this is going to be such a big thing that every organization is going to need to know about, adverse experiences and how they affect us and not just kids or students.
Right.
So that's a little bit of my background. Heather.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you, Laura.
So I've been at the University of Idaho since 2009 in various capacities and currently work in a federally funded educational opportunity program called TRIO, and I'm the director of an Upward Bound grant that serves 2 counties in north central Idaho. I needed to become director, and my boss said, you need your master's degree. And so I went into Laura's office in 2015 and said, hey, I'm looking to expand, looking to advance. And she said, great, we'll apply to the program. And through that program, I had to do a project. And she introduced me in, I think, 2015, 2016 to the Adverse Childhood Experiences Study. Not really thinking that I wanted to do a PhD. I started finishing my degree and got really interested in what this work was. And I remember, I think in 2017, sitting at a round table and someone said, we should think about trauma-informed practices in higher education. And someone looked at me and says, oh, we don't have trauma here. And then I became quite mission driven and said, you know what, we really do need to look at this, not just in children and in preschools and in elementary schools. We need to look at this for high school students and college students and really for ourselves. And then I became a doctoral student in 2020 under Dr. Holyoke. And so in addition to my work in TRIO, I've also been doing this work in developing trainings and scholarship in trauma-informed practice, particularly for higher education, but for organizations as well.
Right. Well, that's a really neat story. Thank you for sharing. So, you mentioned trauma-informed practice and it being something not only for school-age children. What we've seen collectively, I think, over the last number of years with the pandemic is, we're now all, in need of, I think, a real focus on sharing about our experiences during the pandemic. And to add to that, some of our learners that come with those multiple layers of trauma that sometimes we don't see in our classroom. It doesn't manifest so clearly sometimes. With an eye to our conference, with adult learners in mind, especially adult learners who are coming from different countries, and countries that, perhaps the sharing of those experiences is not always common. What can you say about your two sessions? Because you will have two sessions concurrent on the Thursday, the 18th, and on the Friday. Just a little bit of a teaser about what you will be discussing.
Absolutely. So this is why we've titled our presentations what we've titled them, which is humaning practice. It's not just trauma-informed practice. It's really about being better humans, treating one another with respect and being open. So the communication piece, and I'm also a mindfulness facilitator. So we've built in some of those elements, but that's exactly why we call it better humaning together. Yeah. Do you want to add?
I don't know if I have much to add, but really it's about how we interact in relational spaces to each other. And I think that's the big thing that I wasn't seeing in a lot of trauma-informed informational or training programs was, how do we apply? How do we work through this? And how do we start to embrace it as people?
That's great. That's great. Thank you again, both of you, for taking the time today to chat a little bit about the conference, a little bit of a background about yourselves, and we can't wait to have both of you speak at our conference in May, and hopefully the weather's great too, so we can enjoy that. So thank you again for joining us today.
Yeah, we're excited to be there in May. Further,
absolutely.
It's already May.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not hard to be hard to believe. Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.